I don't know how that happened, but it goes live like minutes later on Facebook. So you've got to come on over and scooch on in.
Yeah, you know what? I like it better that way, because when it was like the big view, then you can see the mess.
Good morning. Welcome to A1 Reno Vacuum and Sewing's live stream.
A1 Reno Vacuum and Sewing.
Well, so that's what our call, like that's what we're at A1 Reno Vac and Sew, and that's how I've been saying it for like 5 months.
I've never heard that.
A1 Reno Vacuum and Sewing's live stream.
Good morning.
For Tuesday, August 4th. Can't believe it's the second day of August already.
Where has the year gone?
Have you ever noticed that the colors change? Their comment colors change?
Never.
Like one day they're green and one day they're yellow.
I think they've always been yellow.
You guys are yellow this morning.
Good morning.
So, relatively hot day today, mid-90s. Although you were just talking about how it is...
It's been nice at night though. We've just been opening all the doors up at night. I mean windows.
It's like a 50-degree temperature swing at our house. It goes from like 95 to like 47.
But I remember back east, growing up back east, if you woke up and it was like 82, the high would be like 87. Right?
It would just be hot all the time and muggy and disgusting, which is why we never go back east. She's
Patrick
always
doesn't
like I want to go back east. I'm like, why? It's gonna rain all the time.
It's the nostalgia.
No, you just like going shopping in the city.
I do love New York. Who doesn't love New York? Although everything I've been reading has been scaring me.
What, like all the shootings and stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's relatively.
They said it was like a 300% increase in like crime or something.
Well, there was like 250 people got shot in June, up from 89 last year.
Isn't that crazy? Don't go to New York right now, ladies. It's dangerous.
Or just make good choices where you hang out when you get to New York. So.
Well, you used to be able to go and hang out anywhere.
Well, when you got to know New York.
Yeah.
It was dangerous before that.
Patrick, yeah, he made poor choices because he was mugged twice in New York.
Well,
and one in Times Square, right? You got roughed up.
Well, that was before Times Square was Disneyland. Times Square used to be gross.
What were you doing there?
I was walking.
Why? Why were you walking somewhere?
Because that's where like the Port Authority. That's how you got. I had just gotten to New York. So anyways,
he just got.
I had just gotten off the train from New Jersey.
Yeah, and they roughed him up and took all his money.
I didn't have much at the time, so.
Poor Patrick.
Oh, see.
I would have saved you.
It's Gail. It is nothing like it was in the '80s, but it.
But that's what
sure seems to be heading that way.
That's what they're saying in all the news in the headlines.
Lot more homeless people around. So
what do we have to? We do.
I was the one who did most of the talking yesterday. Today's your day.
It's the Jeannie Show. Just kidding. So I wanted to let you know that Love Notes, our sew along is going to be on Facebook, and I'm so sorry for those of you who don't have Facebook. But we're doing it on Facebook because will save me time. It
saves significant time in having to record, download, upload, make sure everything's good.
Make sure everyone's accepted into the group.
Where if we just do it on Facebook, given that we aren't charging anything for this and that it is truly a sew along, it just goes live on Facebook.
I'm just going straight live on Facebook. There will be no group that's created. It is just going to be log onto Facebook. I'm just doing it live because that way we don't have to. And that way, if anyone wants to do the sew along with us, regardless of where you are, what machine you're on, whether you bought the kit, everyone can do it. It's all inclusive. It's like a warm hug from A1 Vacuum and Sewing. Like, here's my arms hugging you. That's what our love that's what our love note sew along is going to be. Like a warm hug like this. Patrick, is that so warm?
Could get warmer.
Ignore him. And so Facebook Live. And then that's their choice.
Yeah, it's
no
just
choice.
it's one of those things where the live streams and how we do it for like the classes and stuff like that, it actually creates a lot of work for us. Sometimes it creates work for my kids because videos need to be
Oh
edited.
my goodness, Shirley Greenfield, you never forget that it's Technique Tuesday. Good thing I've got a technique for you.
So yeah, Facebook Live, it's just the easiest, simplest way for us to do it.
Okay, and that's going to start on Saturday. Saturday at 2. I'm leaving early on Saturday.
This is all news to me, but
or I can do it here.
no,
I can do it here.
You can go.
So, and that'll go on for 5 weeks. So if you're coming to pick up your love notes today at the store, what you will get is you're gonna get an envelope. Do you say envelope or envelope?
Tomato.
Can
You can
say
say
it both
either. I
ways?
think they'd understand you if you said it both ways.
I say envelope. What do you say?
I say it both ways.
You do?
I think it depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Is envelope fancier?
I don't know.
I'm so not fancy. Okay, so you're gonna come and you're gonna pick up your envelope, and it
Wasn't
says.
that a song? Like, I'm so fancy.
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
song.
who sings that?
I don't know. I'm so not fancy. That should be my song. So you're gonna pick that up, and it's gonna have a CD in it with your designs, and then it's gonna have a color copy of your instructions for section 1 only. And if you still want to do that, I've had some people reach out. I can still order it for you. You just won't get it on time for this week. You'll have it on time for next week. So you'll just have to work doubly hard this week or next week.
I just have, this is the Patrick comment regarding picking it up today. Tuesdays are an absolute madhouse.
Don't listen to him because
I get it. You're excited. You can come pick it up.
Because
it's probably not the best day for social hour.
Oh yeah.
So we are 8 customers deep almost all day, every day on Tuesday. So if you're coming to get love notes today, be prepared. Because if I see these ladies talking, I'm going to walk over, grab love notes from their hands, put it in your hands, and go, we'll see you tomorrow.
He's so good at that.
So, because we are normally a madhouse on
How's your
Tuesdays.
weekend?
So, probably not the best day for social hour if it's today.
Okay.
But come get it. I'm not telling you not to come get it. I'm just saying, if you do, be prepared for a quick, seamless transaction as we move on to the next customer. So, let's move on because it is Tuesday. It's going to get busy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, black scissors sets. I know I told you those would be here last week, and then they called me and told me they were still delayed. So I haven't forgotten you, just waiting. I'm so sorry. If you can't wait any longer, I do have gold scissor sets, and you can always grab those. For Maury order, I did sell out of the snips and the duckbill. Those are all going to be here this week. So if you haven't heard from me, that's why you'll get them this week. Day at the Fair is coming up. And imagine I remembered the bag that had the samples in it. And then I was holding it up. And then I didn't forget the bag at home by the door. So
what time did you come in last night? 1?
Sage and I couldn't stop watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh my God. Please tell me it was for a better reason than that.
We couldn't stop watching it. So that's why I'm so tired today. And I was making kits last night. So I wasn't just sitting there watching the show. We were making kits too. And Sage cut all my love notes and all my boulevard for me. She's the best friend.
She cleaned the fridge too.
And she cleaned the fridge again too.
I walked in, opened the fridge, oh my God, did she hear us?
It was so organized. And I have 3 open ketchups in my fridge.
All right, Technique Tuesday.
Okay. Oh yeah, and so Day at the Fair is the 28th and the 29th. I will bring those samples, but get signed up if you want to sign up. it was so much fun. Didn't we have so much fun, ladies, with Sugar Plum Jubilee? So I think Day at the Fair is going to be just as fun. And we had some giveaways, and it was just a fun. No better way to start the day than embroidering and sewing with your friends. So Technique Tuesday. Da-da-da-da. I'm going to show you. We're going to do.
I've been told that I'm a bad film person.
He's bad, so I told him. I hope his. Did that hurt your feelings?
No, I just want to see Shauna do better.
Shauna's gonna be so great. So we're gonna do quarter inch, and I'm gonna show you with the guideline markers. So first, I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do is you're gonna go right here and you're gonna turn on your guideline markers. First of all, select your stitch. So I really like doing 103, but did you know you have a quilting stitch too? And your quilting stitch is under the Q, and these are your piecing stitches. That's what your P stands for. So you would just go ahead and click Q01 is what you would touch. But I always like to just go with my folder number 1, and I like 103.
There's also piecing stitches at the bottom of this folder.
Did you know that, guys? I didn't know that. Is this still the same as Q01?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
See, that's what you get when you have a young fresh mind, and then one old mind that doesn't look for stuff. So there's.
You gotta talk this way, Jeannie. Like you're
Can we
like.
not hear?
Yeah, they're struggling to hear you.
I can't.
Well, because it's
lap?
all plugged in. I can't move it. So you gotta look this way.
Can you unplug it there? And
I
just bring
can't.
it here?
No.
Why
Because
not?
it's
It's
just.
all connected.
Okay. So how about now? So anyways, we're just gonna go, well, you know what, the advantage of doing this piecing stitch, which is 1-31, is it is gonna preset your stitch length to 2.0. So the difference between Q103 is your stitch length is 2.5. That's what they assume people want to just do regular sewing at. If you go to a piecing stitch, those are going to be set up to be a shorter stitch length. So this stitch length is going to be 2.0. I always do my piecing. I like to do my piecing at 1.8. That's just what I like to do because I do a lot of chain piecing and I don't want it to come undone. My volume is at 2 here. Okay. So I'm going to turn this so I can be faced towards you a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set mine up here, and I'm going to turn on my guideline marker, which is this button right here that looks like a plunger. And I like mine to be set at red, and that's the color I think looks best, and I like mine to be long. And then you set your seam allowance. So I'm going to go here to my sublines. That's where I always tell people that's where all the fun happens. And I'm also going to set my seam allowance to red. And then you have to go ahead and turn it on. Last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set it up for quarter inch. So we're at 5 millimeters. I have it memorized that it's 6.35 millimeters, but all the important measurements are also going to pop up in inches. So this is at a quarter inch. And then Sean, if you shine it right over here, I'm going to turn on my guideline markers, and you're going to see them pop up right here. You'll see it better with the, and you know what? We get a strobe. That's just what we do. That's just what happens when we're doing these. But you're going to see I have 2 sets of markings.
You can't
here.
see it all. You got to get a lot closer.
I'm going to do it on the other side of
And then I can turn this out.
It's like a rainbow strobe.
It's a rainbow strobe.
How?
We've got, it's party time. Okay, so there's our little rainbow strobe. Can they not see that at all?
They can.
Can you see those?
Yeah,
2 red
now they can
marks?
see it.
Those are your 2 red marks, okay? So I like to set this up. When I do this, I like to set it up with my needle down. I like to engage over here. Shauna, can you just show them that? I like to turn on my auto pivot button. And what that does is every time I take my foot off the foot control, it's going to raise my presser foot for me. And then I am ready to go. So I'm going to take my fabric and butt it up against my needle. And I'm just going to make sure that second red line stays on the line that I drew on my fabric. So I just drew a line right down there. And I take my time. And then I'm going to grab my next set. Let's grab my next set. And I'm going to put these together, right sides together. My foot is already up because my auto pivot's on. And I'm going to put my fabric next to my needle. And I'm going to do the next one. And then I like to cut these apart. And then I'll switch them around to the other side. But you could just go ahead and chain piece this side too. So I could just go ahead. Look how fantastic that is. So if you've never used that feature, you need to see. I like to cut these. And that 1.8 makes a huge difference with this not unraveling because it's so close together, as opposed to doing a 2.5 millimeter stitch where you can kind of just sew off. See, and then you just put your next piece. What was that, Shauna?
We have like 3 people outside already waiting for us.
So Annette is asking, is this in the Dream Machine? So the guidelines are exclusive to the Solaris and Luminaire.
Look how gorgeous that
and
is.
so the difference is that's the projector.
It's my
We're gonna move to the Crescendo, which has the same guideline that you have in your Dream Machine or Destiny, Annette.
Okay, and then what I like to do after that is just cut down the middle, and then you have the half square triangles. And wasn't that great? And I'll sit there and I'll do, you know, whatever, 20 of these, all on one side. I cut them apart, and then I'll do them all on the other side. So this is what you have. You have these markings on your Solaris and your Luminaire. And if you want to do wider, watch my guideline markers. See how you can adjust the width of those. So maybe you're just doing a 5/8 inch seam for garment sewing or something like that, because you could use that and just sew on the edge without having to have a foot or to mark your, see how that guideline marker is right there? And then you can just adjust that stitch. You could use it to do cross hatching. You can use it to do so many different things. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that same thing on the Destiny and the Dream Machine. Actually, I'm on the Crescendo. So this feature is, these were the original guideline markers. And this was on the Destiny, the Dream Machine, the Crescendo. What else, Shauna? Is it on the Unity?
It's on the Unity, the Crescendo, the
Dreamweaver?
Dream Machine, the 6200, the Destiny, and Dream Machine and Destiny 2 as well.
Okay, so if you have this and you haven't been using it, I'm going to show you how to set it up.
Can you show them the button where it is, Jeannie?
Yeah. So here we are. This folder is 103. Do I have that? Look at.
Yep, there they are, piecing
But we would
stitches.
use 130. I think that's going to be the
Yep,
center
that's
one.
the center.
Okay, you could choose that. Sets you right off to 2.0, and then I always like to take it down another notch. So I like I said, I like to piece at 1.8. And then we're going to turn on our guideline marker. Again, it looks like that little plunger. So we're going to turn that on, and that is going to, wait, I'm going to reset this. When you turn it on, it's usually going to default to 3.5, and you're going to see it's right in line with my needle. But I'm going to move that over. I use the markings right here on my bobbin cover, and there's a 1/4 inch mark right here. So, Shauna, will you show them? These are the
So
buttons.
do you want me to keep it here?
No, I want you to show them here first. I'm going to hit these buttons. The plus button is going to move my guideline marker to the right. The minus button will move it to the left. So as I'm moving it to the right, I'm going to have Shauna show you what it looks like on the bed of the machine right here. So that red line, I'm just going to take it all the way over to the 1/4 inch. And I could go right there. I could have it here and be a scant. I could have it here and be right on the 1/4 inch mark, so you can choose where you want that to be. And now I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the Solaris and the Luminaire. And I am going to put my pieces together right side to right side. Again, I like to start with my needle down, so you're going to hit your needle down button.
Oh, about the pivot feature.
And then I'm going to put my pivot feature on. So you're going to hit needle down right here. Then you're going to turn on that auto pivot, and you're going to have both of those highlighted. And I'm going to butt my fabric up against that needle. And I'm going to take my time because this saves me so much time without having to do all those marks. And I'm just going to make sure that guideline marker stays on the hand-drawn mark that I put down the center. And again, I'm just going to sew right off the edge just a little bit. I don't like to sew off the edge a lot because that can damage the bottom of your foot. And then that auto pivot lifted the foot for me. I didn't have to sit there and hit my foot up or foot down.
Melinda Winchell says, this is just fantastic. She loves Technique Tuesdays.
Don't you love this? Don't you love this? Because how many of you ladies have this feature on your machine and you've never used it because you didn't know how? Or we showed it to you, but then you forgot, because that's what we do, because we show you so much when you come in for your classes. And then you just use that guideline marker. When you're all done, I will go right off, cut, and then I'm just gonna get my little cutter, cut all these sides, and then do the next side. So that's one of the ways. You can use your guideline markers for other things. Like I use it definitely to sew my binding pieces together. I'll use it to top stitch. I use my guideline markers all the time. I love my guideline markers. If you're not using your guideline markers, you are missing out, ladies. If you do not have a guideline marker, time to upgrade. No, just kidding.
It is time to upgrade. Some fantastic deals right now. I've got 2 remaining brand new Solarises. One is a demo. I've got
Oh, our demo? Our demo is so lightly, like, our other demos.
It's got like a couple thousand stitches on it.
It's basically
Yeah.
brand new. We just
So
took it out of the box last week.
So yeah, like for those of you who don't have the machines, the Altair, I've got a used Altair in the store. Stellair, I have a Stellair demo. So those are all machines that have that guideline too.
No,
And
the Stellar doesn't.
I thought the Stellair
Shauna?
has it.
I don't think
The XJ has it, I think.
maybe.
Go touch it.
No, I don't have it.
There's not a Stellair there?
No.
Did we sell it?
Yeah.
We sold
Did
the
you sell
Stellair.
it?
Sorry. All right, so deal of the day.
Oh, yeah, deal of the day. Here.
So deal of the day is the Riccar or Simplicity Pet Hair Forget It tool. If you have one of our Riccar Simplicity vacuums, you might have gotten it with your vacuum, but it's one of those tools. We sell a lot of them. For those of you who deal with pet hair, they're fantastic because they'll work on or off the vacuum. So right here, I have set up a carpet with, our little hair
Our
substitute.
Simulated pet hair.
So the beauty of it is a self-cleaning lint brush, and if you attach it to your vacuum, it pulls everything up and into the vacuum. If it's not attached to the vacuum, it just pulls it up and stores it in here.
Ooh.
In fact, you can see I haven't
didn't
cleaned
know
that
it
out
had a trap door.
from the last couple times I've done this demo. But basically, when you use it, it pulls everything up and into the pet hair tool. So now that's all up in there. And if it's attached to your vacuum, it goes right into the vacuum. If it's not attached to the vacuum, it holds on to it. So one of the beautiful things is we have a lot of customers that talk about the fact that they'll just take it, they use it on their vacuum to clean their couches, their furniture, their clothes. But when everything's done, and I've done it where I've done like 15 of those in a row, and all of a sudden the hair's coming out the back. So, you do have to attach it to the vacuum and get rid of that hair every now and then. But the beauty of it is they'll leave it like next to their front door, and that way if they have pet hair on their clothes or something like that, they can grab it and hit their clothes. They can grab it and go and use it in their cars. Like if you have pet hair all over your car, they can do it in the back of the car or wherever they need to do it, with or without it being attached to the vacuum. Normally $49.95. I think the MAP pricing is $44.95.
I'm giving
and
you selfie magic.
Selfie magic, like down here.
Look how skinny you look.
Like see my cleavage. Well, that's selfie magic,
We
right?
always
Like-
joke in my house that Patrick has bigger cleavage than me.
So it's on the website, $10 off, $39.99. I think I've got like 7 or 8 of them in stock. I've got several more coming. I just did an order, which is why we did it as the deal of the day. But it is $39.95 on the website today and today only.
Look at that, ladies. You gotta have it. Look how clean that is.
Yeah, like a little bit remaining there, and
Yeah.
it comes right up. It's really like the coolest tool. I've had people buy vacuums like our.
Can you use it on non-simplicity vacuums though?
You can use it on any vacuum with 1 1/4 inch, or we do have available adapters to use it on just about any vacuum. But like the Riccar R40P comes with it. A lot of times I'll bundle it with the R30 series vacuums. They're pretty awesome, and pet hair is one of those things that's just really tough on vacuums, and these things make that a much easier deal. So that's the deal of the day today on the website. We can combine that with Technique Tuesday, and
Technique Tuesday.
we've already got like 7 or 8 people lined
Yeah.
up outside. So remember, if you do come in for love notes, bad day for social hour, but great day to pick up your stuff. So come in and get it.
I also have Kimberbell kits. So and that's gonna be for next week's class. So you guys can come down for that too. Mwah. Be
Have a
creative.
fantastic day.
Make something awesome. We'll see you tomorrow.